Seth with Orion Moto. About a year ago, I met one of the owners of the company. His name's Mark. He came into a shop I was working at and asked me if I wanted to go out and try their electric dirt bike. I politely declined. Went about my day, didn't think anything of it. A few weeks later, Mark came back in and was like, "Hey Seth, I'd be interested in hiring you for a day. If you want to bring your drone out, maybe we can get some footage, do something like that." He's like, "I'd really like you to check out this electric dirt bike." I was like, "Okay, great, let's do it." So we went out a couple days later, and in like the first 15 minutes of riding the bike, I pulled up next to Mark and I took off my helmet and I was just like, "Mark, this is the most fun I've ever had on a dirt bike." I really wasn't expecting a whole lot out of this thing. So I've been primarily a KTM guy for, I don't know, the last 10 years. I have 11 KTMs in my garage. I don't have enough time to ride them. And I'm not upset about that. I get to ride for Orion Moto. I get to go out on the 250 HO all the time. That bike's a ton of fun. And I get to come out on the Static. What I really like about this bike is, one, its price point, super affordable, and two, it can go anywhere. So let's take a closer look here. So I just came up, all of this, well, from far away it might not look like a whole lot. It's actually really rocky, really technical terrain. And I just scooted up the hill on the Static. It wasn't an issue at all. You know, I've had some people say, well, you know, this bike has this to offer, or can go this fast, or can go this long on the battery. And I'm like, well, that's great. This bike offers everything that you need. It's like, if I bought a Stark Fog, I couldn't do anything on that bike that I can't do on this bike, primarily because I'm not that good of a rider. But I'm confident in what I can do, and I know that I can take this bike on any terrain that I could do with any other bike. It's not anything special, but it's reliable, it's fun, it's fast, it's quiet. This bike's a ton of fun to ride. When I was talking to Mark about working for Orion, there was a couple things that I was concerned about. I was like, one, when a customer buys a bike online, I was like, a lot of people are nervous about being able to get parts. Are they going to be supported? I was like, those are two things that we're really going to have to focus on in order for this to be successful. And he was already in agreement with that. He already had plans for that. So part of our focus here is to bring in parts for all the bikes we carry. And we have customer support team ready to take your phone call. And I was like, "Mark, there's one more thing we have to agree on before I start working for you." And he's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "I have to be able to ride, and I'm gonna break your bikes." And he kind of smiled. He looked at me and was like, "Okay, go ahead." So that was a year ago. I've ridden 3 different bikes primarily, 2 different HOs that we have set up a little bit different, and then this Static here. This is actually the 4th bike. I've been on a different Static. This is our Gen 3 production version. I was like, "I'm gonna break your bikes." And he was like, "Go ahead." And the first time I took an HO, I took it out of the crate and I went out. I didn't do any break-in with it. I just pretty much pinned it up a hill, redlined the whole thing, hitting the rev limiter. Anyways, I have yet to break anything significant. A few pieces of plastic, maybe hand guards, but nothing that is, one, expensive, or 2, not common with the type of riding I do. So I've been really impressed with all of the products that we offer, especially the HO and the Static. These 2 are by far my favorite. Some of the questions that I get asked a lot are about the Static and what it's like. Everybody's like, I can see the stats that you guys have posted online, that's great, but like, what's it like riding? It's like, well, it is super torquey. The suspension can handle anything that I can do with it, and it's a ton of fun to ride. Like, I just crawled up to, I don't know, I gotta be at 10,000 feet, super steep, rocky, shelly kind of trail here. Made it up no problem. What I love the most about it, though, is the fact that it has a workable clutch. So you ride it just like you would a normal dirt bike. You get in some loose, rocky terrain and you want to finger the clutch a little bit, you go right ahead. If you're learning and you don't want to use the clutch, by all means, let it go. You can really do a lot of stuff on this bike. Anything that I can ride on the 250 HO, my 450, I've been up here on my 790, 890, 1290. It's just another dirt bike. It's an electric dirt bike. You can take it anywhere that your skill set's gonna let you. I know there's gonna be some 300cc 2-stroke guys that are into some hard enduro stuff. It's probably not the bike for that. But if you like riding Forest Service roads, trails, whatever, this is a great bike for it. I'll take the Statics out when I have like 2 or 3 hours to ride and I just want to grab a bike that's charged up and go. If I'm going out for an all-day event, then I will take the 250 HO. I love riding that bike. It's a ton of fun. Obviously, having gas and being able to bring a little extra or fill up at the truck if you need to is beneficial. You know, we don't have an interchangeable battery on this. That doesn't bother me. For 2 hours, 40 miles, whatever I put in, it has plenty of battery for that, plenty of power. This bike is a ton of fun to ride. Beautiful day.